Hi-ho, gamers and nerds everywhere! This is RRPG here with a very big announcement directly to you. Next month is the month of May, and you know what that means? That's right, it's that time of year again, where the Geek Fighters will bring back our Road to E3 series as we approach of the 2018 season this June. You probably are going to wonder to yourselves about what days we'll be having our Road to E3 2018 episodes, who we are going to cover, and when the times are going to be held. Don't worry about that, as you have come to the right place for that juicy info. Our Road to E3 2018 festivities will start off on May 11th at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, as we'll cover our predictions on Microsoft. The next week on May 18th at the same time, we'll cover our presaging on Sony. The next week after that, on May 25th at the same time, we'll see us giving our prognosis toward Nintendo themselves. And the final week on June 1st at the same time sees the Geek Fighters bring in the augury on third-party companies. It's during these times every year when we ask ourselves, is Microsoft going to hit it hard with more Japanese support? Will Sony show off or announce the PlayStation 5 during their press conference? Does Nintendo have a new beefier revision of the Nintendo Switch in the pipeline? Do all third-party companies have a bevy of new software to entice the masses on all platforms in the future? Those are just some of the questions we ask ourselves and predict when times like these are about to hit off hard. But you'll just have to tune into these times to see what all we ask ourselves and what we surmise will be at the big event. If you want to keep up to date on when we go live, then here's a big must that you should do. Hit that follow button on our Twitch page, which is twitch.tv/thegeekfighters, so that you can know when we'll exactly go live on those days, aside from our days when we live stream our play sessions on games we like to riff. That means more support from you will mean that we'll continue to provide you all with great content that you won't find anywhere else. Finally, for all who are anxious about what our schedule is going to be for E3 2018 in terms of the press conferences, stay tuned for more details in the middle to late May, as we'll have everything finalized by then. E3 2018 is going to be another barrel of fun for Fighter Chaos, 16-Bit Jeff, and myself at the Geek Fighters, but the fun only gets started 1 month before the main event with our Road to E3 2018 series on Twitch. Take care of yourselves, everyone, and we'll see you during these times in the month of May, as E3 2018 is slowly crawling up from around the corner. This is RRPG signing off by saying Godspeed, and game on, gamers. Peace out! Yes, and what you just saw right there, guys, that was actually my trailer that I worked on for the Geek Fighters with our Road to E3 podcast that we're going to be doing in the month of May and the 1st of June. That will lead up before E3 2018. And hope you got those times written down on the website that you're going to go to, because we're going to be doing podcasts through the live stream format, and we will deliver our own thoughts on what we expect for E3 2018, and when it comes to the big first-party divisions as well as the third-party companies, but it's all going to be fun, so be on the lookout for that. But without further ado, hi everybody, I'm RRPG here, and welcome back to RRPG Livestream, where we're going to get back on track with The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel on the PC. Now, if you remember in the previous episode, we actually got started with our 5th field day study after we got through the 5th free day as well as the 5th practical exam before the field study. Or the 5th field study. But yeah, we're going to be getting on more with that, and we'll see how far along we get. And hello, Holified Ichigo. Good to see that you're in the live stream. Glad you could make it. Oh, when you said Xbox with more JRPG support, don't count on it. And technically, yes, I'm not counting on any big Japanese RPG support, but I'm just saying Japanese support in general, like Japanese games in general, not just JRPGs, because, JRPGs on Xbox platforms, they're pretty much a dead market, but, just other Japanese games in general, then maybe we'll actually see some more, but in the meantime, though, it's just, Xbox platform is just still mostly catered for Western gamers, but, there are a lot of questions that you may ask yourself, or what you want to see at E3 2018, And there has been some new information from Nintendo that they released during this week about what their plans are for E3, aside from the Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo Switch Invitational, as well as the Splatoon 2 World Championships, as well as the video presentation, as well as the Nintendo Treehouse that goes live after the Nintendo video presentation that will cover all games related to the Nintendo Switch that are to release between around the time of E3 until the end of 2018. And I will be delivering my own thoughts on that once we get to that. But yeah, and not to mention too that I will be talking about Avengers Infinity War, because I went and actually saw that movie today, and I'm going to actually be talking about it once we get on with this live stream. And I'll try my best to avoid spoilers, but I will tell you what my honest thoughts were of the movie, and does it really make me really looking forward to Ant-Man and the Wasp, as well as Captain Marvel, and then Avengers 4, which is coming out next year. And short answer is yes, but I will be talking about that once we get on with the gameplay here. But anyway, let's not waste any time, and let's get Trails of Cold Steel up and running on here, shall we? So yeah, and Holified Ichigo, I wholeheartedly agree with you. I definitely want to see an announcement of Trails of Cold Steel 3 for localization, but chances are we probably might not even hear it this year. If I had to guess, it'll probably be sometime next year. But, you know, when it comes to video game companies, it's just never count them out when they have some stuff in the pipeline that they definitely want to announce in the coming months, or, you know, and all that other good stuff. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get back on track with where we are. Now, we did get started with the field study tasks for the 5th chapter, but we only took care of the one that was optional, so we will take care of the 2 mandatory ones for this episode today. But if you ask me, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of character development, essentially when it comes to Laura's character, but anything could go either way, so let's just see how far along we get when it comes to this. And if we take a look at the screen right now, or see what's in the background, or what's out in a boot with what is beyond from the window of the train that all the characters are riding on, well, they're looking at the forests that are around the place where Laura is from, so that ought to be really awesome. And Holified Ichigo, I'm currently on Chapter 5 right now. After this, then I have 2 more chapters to complete, and then I will be fully completed with this game. Anyway, we're back at Watao's store, and I can't remember what place this was. If I had to guess... Oh yeah, we're in Legram. So this is the place where Laura Arseid is actually from, and we're currently doing our field study tasks, and I guess to learn about some of our field study tasks, we should actually learn a little bit more about what we need to do with the ones that are actually in in relation to the main or recommended or required task that we have to complete for this day. So, yeah, it is Laura's development for this chapter, Holified Ichigo, as one would expect. Anyway, there sure are more remnants of animism here than I expected. And I think I pretty much read this in the previous episode, so let's just go ahead and get away from this and just go ahead and move on to... back to what his name was inside of the Bracer Guild, and actually talk about the monster that we need to actually slay. Couldn't help but notice that Sarah set you up with a curriculum really similar to the work we Bracers do. I guess actual Bracer work, like the stuff I've been throwing at you, must come pretty naturally to you at this point. There's some truth to that, for sure. By the way, would you mind if I ask you something? Fire away. I know you gave us a hint back at that bar in Bereahard, but there's also the fact that Instructor Sarah showed up with perfect timing right when we needed her. Holified Ichigo, no, I'm not going to get into Trails of Cold Steel 2 right after I get finished with this, because I'm actually going to be doing one on Earthbound. I figure I need to play something before I set full focus on Trails of Cold Steel 2, and I figure that playing a game like Earthbound, which I haven't played for quite a while, would actually be the perfect remedy to actually play something that's a bit on the smaller side before I get onto a much bigger scope game like Trails of Cold Steel 2, much like how the first Trails of Cold Steel that I'm currently playing is big in scope as it already is. Your timing is a little too convenient. Did you come after receiving word from the provincial army? Nope, I actually heard about what was happening a little earlier from a friend of mine. As soon as the news reached my ears, I shot to my feet and got right in contact with the director here. And he was kind enough to give me a ride on his airship back from the capital. Was that your doing? Well, you see... So essentially, things worked for us thanks to his pulling strings behind the scenes. I see that the Bracers live up to their reputation. Guess it makes sense why they're not too popular with certain folks. And really, Hollified Ichigo, I had no idea, but I did hear that the final boss is, well, for Trails of Cold Steel 1, was definitely no pushover. Listen, that was just a one-off, alright? I jumped through some serious hoops to make sure everything worked out, you know? We've been in his debt all this time without even realizing it. Indeed, I'm glad to know we can count someone as reliable as him as an ally. She said as 3 times in a row. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about the monster. Oh, let me at least tell you where you can find that monster in your mission. It's out on the highway, but a pretty good distance from town. Probably close to 200 Selge, if I had to guess. Right at the edge of your field study area. She's a pretty mean one, too. I'm sure... So make sure you're all ready before you take that thing out. Take that first swing. And, hello there, Fighter Cows. Good to see that you are... I'm glad to see that you are in the, that you're in the chat. Sorry, my dog was barking and he interrupted me. But, there's really nothing I could do about it. But, anyway, let's go ahead and take care of that monster. I guess it was just one of those things that we could actually... That monster that we... crept up closely to in the previous time when we were playing this. It was one of those things you didn't have to ask about, or you didn't have to ask the client about the monster beforehand. You could just actually take on the monster if you just wanted to. But anyway, we're outside Legram, or whatever, and I think maybe a good time to maybe do some grinding a little bit. Besides, it'll give me some time to actually talk about Avengers Infinity War. And I guess I might as well go ahead and talk about it now. You know, just to get off my chest a little. So, yeah. Avengers Infinity War. I will say, from what I watched, it was definitely possibly the darkest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe by far. Probably even darker than that of Black Panther, but definitely not better than Black Panther, because I definitely thought that Black Panther was the most definitive movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe by far. But when it comes to the overall narrative, I would say that it is definitely much darker than that of Black Panther, and definitely much darker than that of Civil War, because when you definitely take a look at Captain America Civil War, it definitely looks like a walk in the park and like a bag full of kittens, or like a box full of kittens, when compared to that of, you know, Infinity War, or Avengers Infinity War. And pretty much, as you would have surmised it, the first part of the movie is just pretty much like the calm before the storm. I see what you're talking about, Jerry. And, yes, I don't know if you would ever see Scooby-Doo in that, but I wouldn't count him out if you were to ask me. But, you know, we can hope. But yeah, that, from what was watched, it was definitely a very, very dark trip to watch. I mean, just when Marvel said that they said expect heartbreak and just, like, tensions and that kind of stuff, they definitely were not even kidding around. So, pretty much if you want to compare Avengers Infinity War to something, then definitely compare it to, like, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 3, or Godzilla Cross Mechagodzilla, the Mechagodzilla film that took place during the Millennium series. That was the first one to the movie that reintroduces Mechagodzilla, but it had a sequel called Tokyo SOS, whereas the fourth Avengers film next year is pretty much, I think, is going to equate to what Tokyo SOS is going to be, where the first movie is pretty much just the setup, but the second movie, it just goes full on, it just cranks the dial up to 11, to quote Spinal Tap, and it's just going to be like, ugh. And hopefully, you know, it's one of those things that you hope that there will be a much better conclusion after what we saw after the first half, you know, after the end of Infinity War. Yeah, and like you said, Fighter Counts, let's just hope Capcom to make Capcom versus Kellogg's a new age of breakfast. You know, Capcom mascots versus Kellogg's mascots. I would definitely like to see that as a fighting game, if you ask me.
Here we go. Okay, it's safe for now.
And yeah, that's definitely what I said, Fighter Counts. It's better because, you know, it's better to watch the first movie so that way you get an understanding of what all is going on before, you know, crap hits the fan. But I will say that since we actually do know that there are 2 other movies that are being worked on and are going to release before Avengers 4 next year, which are both Ant-Man and the Wasp, as well as Captain Marvel, or her name should be called Miss Marvel at this point. I guess what we learned from Miss Marvel in that movie, that she's going to be the ultimate trump card for the heroes to actually defeat Thanos once and for all. Because I'm not sure if they're playing what you call a Deus Ex Machina, where, you know, the reality of what you see with the heroes being defeated and all that, and where Thanos wins is actually a different reality, whereas Miss Marvel is going to find some way to actually, you know, reshape the reality to where they actually win and Thanos is finally defeated. But it's kind of hard to say. Yeah, Fighter Counts, you could definitely say that, because it is definitely like that when you compare Thanos to that of Darth Vader, even though Thanos would pretty much rip Darth Vader to shreds, if you were to ask me, but, you know.
I did it! This monster seems dangerous. Be careful.
But, yeah. So it looks like that what we've seen in Avengers Infinity War is what's going to be the Deus Ex Machina, as what you said, Jeff, because I think it is going to be Miss Marvel who's going to try to get history to retrace its steps or whatever, to where actually the heroes will actually defeat Thanos once and for all. But anything could go possibly either way. But anyway, Jeff, I just want to say that Avengers Infinity War, definitely the most darkest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe by far, and from what I watched, I definitely thought it was quite the change in tone and just the, of what, like, most other Marvel Cinematic Universe movies has gone for with it acting campy, and they just went balls to the walls, just went very serious. And even when you watch the ending, it didn't really go for, like, any flashy or epic visual effects or anything like that to present about a title. No, none of that at all. It actually just, you just saw, like, everything in black and white with the credits. It's just like, wow. And with the music that was just playing and it was being all somber and all that, and it's definitely like, wow, you just really witnessed a tragedy than, you know, something that has a happy ending to it. And, you know, I guess that's what's to be expected of Infinity War Part 1, or just Infinity War in general, before the 4th Avengers film. But I will definitely say, from what I watched, it's definitely much better than that of Age of Ultron, if I were to, you know, say it that way.
Enemy sight. Take him out. Leave it to me.
But yeah, if anybody has not yet seen Age of Ultron, I would... Oh, not Age of Ultron, but Infinity War. If you have not seen it yet, I would definitely recommend that you give it a watch. I mean, it definitely gets my 2 thumbs up, but, you know, if it's something that's not your cup of tea, then you could just ignore it for all you want. But I will say, as I said, from what I watched, it was, you know, not that bad.
Glad we won. Nice.
And you know, Jeff, when it comes to Avengers 4, with what you're saying about what you said about Tony's realization of how much of the real villain he was for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know, it's really, I really wouldn't call that a far-fetched theory, because from what I heard, that I guess you could say Thanos really did a number on his psyche when it came to Marvel's Avengers.
All right.
But, you know, I'm really looking forward to what Avengers 4 has to go for next year, but yeah, I will say, from what I've seen, it's definitely much better than both Iron Man 3 and Age of Ultron, and I definitely see, you know, Infinity War being like the calm before the storm, before things get really serious, and I definitely think that Miss Marvel is going to be a very pivotal figure when it comes to Avengers 4 next year. Well, the thing is, Fighter Cows, we really don't get to see Adam Warlock at all, because even though he was first teased at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he still has not even made his debut appearance yet. Damn it! If you kill Rean, I'm gonna beat you into next week. Let's see. Relaxing. No, not paralysis. I think it's stimulant. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm really looking forward to seeing what all they have to announce for Phase 4. Because we do know that there are movies that are going to be coming about for Phase 4 that we don't really know much about it yet, but we only do know a few, which are both, which are Black Widow. Black Widow's one of them, and Spider-Man Homecoming 2 is another. And I can't remember what else. What else is being... Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, that's for sure. The mob rules by Black Sabbath when fighting against Doppelganger. Oh, come on! Quit getting him unconscious, you bastard! Oh, God, what an asshole. Oh, man. Not gonna be enough to... I'm going behind because I'm not gonna take this anymore with you trying to hurt us.
Of course.
But yeah, as I said, let us hope that let's just hope that Avengers 4 will actually bring proper closure to the two-part story arc. And you know, that's one of the things that I really hope that when it comes to DC, that they actually take some possible inspiration for what they did with Avengers Infinity War, where they're actually making it a two-part movie, unless that they want to actually bring a lot more lore and stuff into the films, and not just do like what they have been doing. But then again, it's always good that they try to be original on their own terms. It's really good not to, you know, copy them off by any way whatsoever. But, you know, just at least take some ideas and inspiration. I mean, it doesn't have to be a full-on complete copy, but, you know, it's enough to, you know, give some inspirational matter and that kind of stuff. Because if that happens, then I could definitely see that working better. Ugh. Ugh. That's it. You're getting flame slashed. I seriously can't even stand it with you hurting Rean so much. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Avengers Infinity War. So if you have not even seen it yet, like I said, just go watch it. I mean, words can't even do it justice. It's just really, it's just very gut-wrenching and just definitely a change of tone when it comes to a lot of the previous Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. But definitely does leave a lot of things to look forward to in the coming months, in the coming months of what Marvel and Disney are going to announce for the Cinematic Universe in Phase 4. Well, that takes care of that. Not bad for your first monster extermination. I guess we shouldn't have expected any less. The tough part was actually getting to the monsters this time, though. True, this mist doesn't make for the smoothest of navigation. If the air were a bit clearer today, we might have been able to explore a few other routes through the area. Yeah, it's sad that what WB did, it's really like, they should have had more faith in Zack Snyder's vision, or, you know, what he had envisioned. I mean, I definitely would have loved to see what he had properly envisioned, and I think that the movie, I mean, Justice League could have done well as a two-part movie. But it's just sad that WB just clearly didn't have the same faith because of how BVS did really bad, and how Wonder Woman did so great. And for those of you who just tuned into this live stream for the first time, then definitely hit that follow button above the video player so that way you're notified of when I go live, and that means that more support from you will mean that more content and more live streams are coming from me in the future that you guys are not going to find anywhere else. Anyway, a few of them got level ups, which are Laura, and I think Gaius, and I think Eusis.
That should suffice.
Yep, I was correct. Boy, Eustace needs to get some catching up to do. But then again, he was in the previous group in the last field study that we took part in. So he is going to have to do some catching up on his own. And of course Emma was as well. I totally forgot about that. She was in the other group. As well as Gaius.
Now's our chance. Let's smash them. Of course.
Yeah, and you're right, Jeff. I really hope that the cinematic universe or the DC Extended Universe is, you know, has a much better future going forward after Justice League. Because it definitely needs a better future ahead of it. I mean, WB cannot even, and DC cannot even repeat the same mistakes like what happened with most of what was going on with the movies. Or else they're not gonna, you know, they're still gonna be left on the wayside with how Marvel has been doing much better with their movie outings.
Now's our chance. Let's smash them.
Here we go. Go. Laura.
Of course. Of course. Hey.
It's my turn.
So yeah, how you all doing tonight? I hope you all are having a very lovely evening like I am. As I said, I already talked about my thoughts on Avengers Age of Ultron. Or not Age of Ultron, but Infinity War. And some of you might have been curious to know why I showcased that trailer at the beginning of this live stream. Well, it's because E3 is right around the corner, coming up in June, and that means that the Geek Fighters and I, we're going to be doing our Road to E3 series like we do every May, and we will be covering the first-party companies as well as the third parties. So that ought to be really fun to cover. It's going to be me, 16-Bit Jeff, and Fighter Callus who are going to be a part of that live stream series, since we usually been doing uploaded video feeds, or like recorded or doing recordings of the podcast and then posting video content along with the audio of our podcast. But this year, we're going to be taking the live stream format, and that's going to be really exciting because that means we'll be live. We'll answer your questions that you have in relation to first-party and third-party companies, so with what we hope to see or to hear from them at E3 this year, and seeing if we actually agree with what you guys say or if we have some things that we're in disagreement about. Well, 16-Bit Jeff, or Jeff, buddy, you won't have to worry about Man of Steel 2 because we do know that that movie is going to get made, and hopefully there is going to be some more information in relation to that coming at San Diego Comic-Con, but we'll have to see.
Let's go.
I really don't know what to expect at San Diego Comic-Con, oh, geez, I'm not even sure what to expect, whether it comes to movies, comics, or animes, or animated cartoons in general, or video games at least. But of course, when it comes to video games, that's all the matter of E3 for us, right? Oh, we're a Vanquisher. And looks like Emma got a level up right there, and that's all good.
I feel like I'm growing stronger.
I mean, what would I like to expect to see from San Diego Comic-Con? Well, I really would like it if Nickelodeon would actually allow like a group of animators or something to actually do like animated originals on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If they actually did, movies based on the comic arcs of the IDW comics. I really think that actually would make a pretty good run to work side by side with Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know, just to appeal to more of that older demographic. Oh man, Action Comics 1000 got completely sold out. Oh man, that would have been like a holy grail for you to have that on you. But unfortunately, you know, Action Comics 1000, that was a pretty big deal for comic buffs.
Of course. Hey. Here I go.
It's my turn. There. We're open.
Oh, cool, we took care of that. And we were all unscathed in that battle.
Just glad we won.
And I just want to let you all know that I finally, you know, started to get to work some more on my Final Fantasy retrospective yesterday. I managed to play a little bit more of Chapter 4, or get started with Chapter 4 fully. Ah, damn it, countered. Let's flame slash a good number of them, shall we?
Flames, gather on my blade.
Oh, okay, I see. Then that kind of throws the, that kind of throws our speculation down the drain when it comes to Marvel, huh?
Give it to me.
But anyway,
Right. Hey.
there's always next year, because I'm pretty sure they want to start off things clean with the Phase 4 after the 4th Avengers movie airs, because, well, it actually makes sense.
Keep going.
I mean, didn't they kind of do that after Age of Ultron as well? Or right around the time when Age of Ultron was about to be released? Like a year before its release? Oh well. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of you are asking me, what do I expect? I mean, what are my thoughts on Nintendo's financial earnings, or their financial briefing that took place this past week? And I gotta say that I'm really surprised that Nintendo has actually, you know, managed to do well with the Nintendo Switch within its first year, and how they actually managed to do, you know, that they actually managed to pull off great strides to actually get back into profitability that they needed to be, since the Wii U was, you know, really bad when it came to their financial earnings. But, you know, I really hope that Tatsumi Kimishima's successor, since he is stepping down as Nintendo's president, who goes by the name of Shuntaro Furukawa, that he actually, you know, tries to bring about a better future for Nintendo. And what I learned about the guy is that he used to, like, be a really big head for the Pokemon Company back in the early days when Pokemon was actually announced, or, you know, becoming a thing within the industry. And that he had a hand with Nintendo for quite a long time, and the Famicom was, like, the very first game system he's ever played from them. And so he definitely has the, he claims that he definitely has the desire, he has the understanding of what people want, and he goes by the quote that he will, when he's president, he will definitely work Nintendo to the fullest. Now, I'm not sure if the fullest means, like, working on games that people want, or meaning to get the developers under them to actually make sure that their games are in top-notch quality before they release, or something, but I don't know. I mean, there's really not that much we can see until actions speak louder than words, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see, like, for the first year, how well he does as Nintendo's president within his first year after he takes office in June. But who knows? One thing I was really shocked and surprised by was that Nintendo plans to still support the 3DS 2019 and beyond, which, you know, I thought they would just pretty much just start to slowly kill off the system, but apparently for them, they think it's still, you know, making them money. But it is going to be very interesting to see what all they do with the 3DS for the next couple of years. Let's see, where's Butler Klaus? There you are, sir. I've been eagerly awaiting your arrival. I see you were able to begin your field study without incident. We were. Thank you for your help. Incidentally, I noticed it was you yourself who placed this request for us. Indeed I did. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me. Killing off its handheld consoles? What do you mean, Jeff? I mean... if it comes to the Nintendo Switch, how it's being a hybrid between both the portable and traditional gaming console, then yeah, I definitely can see that Nintendo will be no longer focusing on the handhelds, but they do need to focus on making the Switch comfortable for both the console, traditional console side as well as the gaming, as the portable handheld side, and not let the former be, being mostly done as just a traditional console be the Achilles heel for the portable factor. But, I don't know. That's what it says in the request description. I'm game. It's not often we get a training opportunity like this. But are you sure we'd provide enough of a challenge? Oh, I'm certain of it. By my assessment, you're all more than capable combatants. A swordsman of the famed 8 Leaves One Blade School, an adept in court fencing, even a seasoned spearman. You each seem to handle your weapons with the poise only born of many battles, the young lady included. You can tell all of that just by looking at us? But you never even seen us fight. Be that as it may, he seems to have a pretty good idea of what we can do. It's like he can even tell that Lammy's here. Well, I mentioned all of you before in my letters home, though I expect Klaus could easily have deduced that much nonetheless. It makes a strong case for his position as acting master of the Arseid school, at the very least. I'm flattered. Well, you know, Jeff, it does make you wonder whether or not if what I think it was either Shinya Takahashi or what Yoshiaki Koizumi said, that they are currently in the process of working, putting in R&D development on the next piece of hardware, so we may actually learn more about the successor to the 3DS if they are actually having one in the future, but who knows. But if anything, Nintendo definitely needs to get an upgraded revision of the Nintendo Switch with the Tegra X2 chip, so that way they can actually alleviate the problem with how the Nintendo Switch currently with its Tegra X1 chip is actually being easily hackable for, like computer engines, that kind of stuff can be utilized on that platform, and that's not really good. Haha, I'm flattered. All of those training here right now are at the beginner level. I believe you'll be an appropriate match for each other in terms of skill. It sounds like the kind of hands-on lesson even at Thor's education can't buy. Very well, we'd be happy to accept. You have my thanks. If it's alright with you, I'd like to begin right away. Let me know when you're ready. Let's go ahead and take it. We're ready, just give us the word. Aha, excellent. Then please take your place on the stage in the center of the hall. Are we actually going to get into some fights? Well, we'll see how far along we go. Listen up, our opponents are Lady Laura's classmates. They may be young, but don't underestimate them. I know. I'm not planning on to lie down for these guys. I'm not planning on losing either. Ah, no fair. Why can't I join in? It would hardly be a fair fight if you summoned your doll to battle. As a student of this school, I also have to resist the urge to joining in. Being a spectator can still teach us much, though. Lame. So these are our opponents from the Arseid school. Class said that they're all at the beginner level, but in this school, I'm betting even the beginners are pretty skilled. Indeed, it would be unwise to underestimate their ability. They're gonna need to we're gonna need to give this all we've got, for us and for them. We can do this. We have variety on our side. Is everyone ready? Then begin. Thus, our training bout with the students of the Arseid school started with a bang. They were as skilled as we suspected, and we were forced to play to our strengths, relying on the team tactics we honed by fighting together. Finally, after a long and hard-fought battle, we emerged victorious. The battle has been decided. We did it! Phew, barely scraped out a victory there. Aw, man, we lost! And yeah, Jeff, I agree with you. It would definitely be an improvement not only to the home handheld hybrid console, but it would definitely be a much better improvement for getting more games from not only themselves, but from third parties to actually get those games on there without having to restrict themselves to those limitations. How shameful. Seems like we still have a long way to go after all. Yeah, we're gonna have to turn our training up a few notches. Thanks for coming out and giving us a good fight. That battle made for some excellent training. You could say that again. I know I learned where I could stand to brush up. Your skill in battle was befitting of the reputation of the Arseid school. He's right. You all fought wonderfully. It was an excellent battle. I see you've all been diligent in your training while I've been away. Boo. What now, Milliam? I want to fight too! Oh, you got Ergetlam out. No! Yeah, I know what you're talking about there, Jeff, but you know, I think, you know, but then again, that really wouldn't make any sense. But then again, I guess we would have to see whether or not if a game like Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Donna will actually do well on the Nintendo Switch when it releases this June, because remember, that's a Nihon Falcom game as much as this is, so yeah, we have to see if a game like that, you know, if any of Nihon Falcom's games can actually warrant many of their back catalog to enter on the platform. But, you know, I guess Lacrimosa of Donna or Ys 8 will definitely be the ultimate test to see if any more of their games will actually work well on the Nintendo Switch, if you ask me. I mean, I know Xseed Games actually publishes most of the other games as well as the Legend of Heroes IP, but we gotta remember that Ys 8 is published by NIS America, or Nipponichi Software, so I guess Xseed definitely wants to see if, you know, if Nihon Falcom's newest game, their most recent game that they put out, which is this, aside from, I mean, not this, but which is Ys 8, aside from The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3, if Ys 8 actually does well on the Nintendo Switch, then I'm pretty sure that they would want to actually look at the platform itself to where they can actually put more of their games onto there in the future. But who knows? Milliam, don't do... Whoa! What the hell is that? A silver doll? But Milliam, honestly, are you incapable of sitting quietly for just 5 minutes? But just sitting here watching you guys fight is so boring. I'm ready to jump in. Come on. You don't just want to sit on the sidelines either, right, Laura? Well, I don't suppose I can deny that. You too, huh? This does present a bit of a problem. I think having Ergetlam take the field might give us too much of an unfair advantage. Ho ho ho. Well, if that's the case, allow me to serve as your opponent instead. Huh? Master Klaus? I may not be the young man I once was, but I'm still the acting master and caretaker of this school. For his lordship, in his absence, I believe you'll find me a worthy opponent, even for that silver puppet. Whoa! Wow. This stance leaves almost no openings. I can see that acting master isn't simply an honorary title. I see. But if Klaus is going to join the battle... And yeah, I would agree with you on that too, Jeff. But even some other portable or, you know, platforms that are running on mobile hardware can actually run games that are on, you know, consoles and PCs really smoothly, like the NVIDIA Shield, for instance. So basically, it's just pretty much like a... It's basically pretty much like a double-edged sword at this point for the platform. I would like to as well. Laura? Lady Laura? I've been defeated by Klaus on more accounts than I'd like to count. I enjoyed the opportunity to show him how much I've improved. Haha, as you wish then. Show me all that you've learned during your time at the academy. Oh, this is getting exciting! Well, this seems to have escalated rather quickly. I suppose not everyone has the patience to sit on the sidelines, especially when they're itching for a good fight. Good grief. What do you think we ought to do? I don't think there's anything we can do. Master Rean, I would greatly enjoy the chance to cross blades with a skilled swordsman of the 8 Leaves One Blade School. Would you be willing to participate as well? Of course, I'd be glad to accept. Good, good. How about you choose one more of your classmates to round out your team? You'll all be facing me. Yeah, and I definitely see where you're coming from, Jeff, because we don't need any more botched ports. Because that's, you know, and that's definitely one thing that a fan like me, not a fanboy, but a fan like me, I'm getting tired of the gimped ports or the botched ports on the platform. If they're gonna, you know, bring games, then they should just make something original and something different that will actually fit well with the platform instead of just porting their games over. Because to me, porting a game over is just pretty much, you know, a developer just taking the easy route because they don't want to invest the resources in creating a new game. And, you know, I kind of find that to be very offensive when they're just porting games to weaker hardware just all of a sudden without even giving the benefit of the doubt of trying something completely different and original. I mean, there are completely different and original games, even if they are releasing on other platforms, mind you, that got announced at the same time as the Nintendo Switch. But I think it's just time that we actually saw more originality from third parties instead of just, you know, taking the easy route or just placing the safer bets. Okay, let's ask Gaius to help out. Care to join the fun, Gaius? Sounds good to me. So we're gonna fight this man? I guess we are. Then let us begin. Please don't hold anything back on account of my age. Yeah, and that's what, and I agree with you, Jeff, because, I mean, people shouldn't be complacent with only having one platform. They should have multiple ones, and, you know, I think PC should be, like, centered around, you know, like a major gaming platform, whereas others like PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch should be, like, secondary platforms. I can feel his power already, and he hasn't even made a move yet. We're gonna need to come at him with everything we got, even more than that last fight. Hee, I wasn't planning on holding back anyway. Alright then, begin! Oh, so we are actually fighting him.
Come, show me what you can do. My turn.
Butler Klaus.
Yes, sir.
Oh, gee, oh wow, he does have a lot of hit points on him. Oh, man. Let's get a team up, Gaius. Let's rush it. Yeah, I really hope there is a Metroid Prime 4 bundle for the Nintendo Switch, because that would definitely sell a lot of units. Aside from, you know, there being one like a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and a Super Mario Odyssey bundle. Let's do a Calamity Hawk on you. But if there is a revision coming from the Nintendo Switch, a more powerful revision, then I would definitely say just wait and get that instead, Jeff. Because once there is a revision, you know, if a revision does come to fruition, then you know me, I'm definitely going to sell my old Switch unit, and I will actually definitely buy the revision. So that way I can actually play games at their fullest capabilities and make sure that there's no hiccups. But when it comes to revision, not only like better chip, but also a better graphics card, and as well as more memory, as well as more hard drive space. Because even if they had something like 256 gigabytes on that platform, it would definitely be, you know, be adequate enough to actually have that where its space is. But when it comes to 32 gigabytes, that's still too short. That's not enough.
My turn.
Yes, sir. There. Now's our chance.
Anyway, I'm fighting the butler. Ha, you missed.
Leave it to me.
I think Laura's gonna be a pretty good asset in this fight.
My turn.
Let's get Geigenbreaker taken care of. But yeah, Jeff, just so you know, it's gonna be really fun when we do our Road to E3 series. Can't wait to actually deliver our own thoughts on what we want to see during the event.
This old dog still knows a few tricks.
Of course.
Oh, you still know a few tricks, huh? I hope you do. Because you're about to hit it off with the School of Pain real hard, old man. Yeah, that Nintendo and Nvidia, they really need to work something out to make sure that they actually get a new revision up and about. Because they can't just rely on the Nintendo Switch for what it is right now. They need to get a stronger and more powerful revision.
Right.
Take care of that old dog. Ha! You missed.
Right. Hey.
My turn.
Man! No! Damn you, old man.
That's for you.
Thanks.
How dare you hurt Rean? Sonic Wave. Ouch.
Leave it to me.
Okay.
My turn. Now's our chance. Of course.
Well, we're actually doing a pretty good number on this old man, for sure.
It's my turn.
Let's do a Calamity Hawk. Oh, so you're looking forward to Xbox and Nintendo this year? Oh, I thought you said that you were actually looking forward to Sony. But I guess, you know, there's sometimes when there's a change of heart that'll actually take place, but
Just
who knows?
together, we're unbeatable.
But of course, when it comes to Nintendo, definitely we can expect that the games that are going to be talked about a lot from them are going to be the new Smash Brothers, of course, the Yoshi game, the sequel to Yoshi's Woolly World. I guess that's what we're going to expect it to be, as well as, I would like to say Pokemon, but I could be mistaken. We stand victorious. Wow. Did they seriously defeat Master Klaus? I should have expected no less. It's been quite some time since I was last bested in combat. And you know, Jeff, maybe with Shuntaro Furukawa being Nintendo's president, hopefully we'll actually see, you know, a good number of really good, of those games that they have unannounced will actually be ones that'll surprise us from them, but who knows. But yeah, I'll have to see what even what Xbox and what PlayStation has in store for E3, but, you know, well, that's definitely something that I think we could talk about once we get to those respective episodes of our Road to E3 series. He doesn't even seem all that tired. I guess that's the acting master of the Arseid School for you. And yeah, I agree, Jeff, that E3 2015 was definitely the last time they actually managed to do well in terms of getting the audience very excited. Although I am looking forward to Marvel's Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4 this September from them. And the Radiant Blade Master is supposed to be on a whole different level. It sure is a big world out there. Indeed it is. Incidentally, Master Rean, yes? It was an honor to see the skills of a practitioner of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade style firsthand. However, I couldn't help but sense you holding something back, a wavering of your clear intent, if just for a moment. Holding something back? I thought so. I apologize if I said something impertinent. You needn't pay any mind to the ramblings of a foolish old man. Yeah, I know, but considering with what Final Fantasy Remake or Final Fantasy VII Remake is going through right now, Jeff, I really don't think we're going to be seeing anything about that game at E3 this year. I would say probably next year at best. Or 2020 at best, because I really don't see that game coming out in 2020 after, you know, what's all going on. But if they did show off some new footage of the game, or, you know, under their own slate since they moved it on to internal development, I'll shit my pants, first and foremost. I'll be like, wow. You know, if it's something that really impresses me, that is. But hopefully we'll actually see a lot more of Shenmue 3 at E3 this year. No, I appreciate your saying so. I'll take it to heart. Huh? I don't get it. But anyway, I guess that means we've got this request all wrapped up, right? Certainly. Thanks for your assistance. This was a most fulfilling training session for everyone. Just being able to watch such an amazing fight got me all fired up. We're immensely grateful for all you've done for us. Not at all. It was an honor. When we meet again, I'd enjoy the opportunity to have a training bout with you all myself. It would be our pleasure. We'll be sure to train to the fullest extent of our abilities in the meantime. You won't be disappointed. Haha, it's only been a few short months, but your growth has been considerable. I'm certain you have your fellow classmates at the academy to thank for that. When I see how well you fought together, I'm filled with the deepest of admiration. I agree. I think they're the reason I've been able to grow like I have. Even taking on this request has helped teach and strengthen me as well. Laura. The day will eventually come when you'll be able to best me in single combat, sooner than you think at that. And you can be sure I'll continue devoting myself to my training, pursuing that goal. I'm very much looking forward to it. I wish you all the best with your field study here in Legram. May it be a rewarding and fulfilling experience. As butler of the Arseid household, I'll be praying for your success. Thank you for your kind words. Oh, did we not get anything rewarded? Oh, we did. It's a Killeen as a reward. It's a new quartz. But not a master quartz, just a regular quartz in general. But one of the more light, updated ones. Laura's S-Craft Radiant Dance was strengthened to become Radiant Waltz. Oh, yes, they can actually strengthen their S-Crafts to become more powerful ones. That's something that I forgot to mention, too. Not only in this game, but in the other games as well. They actually become more upgraded S-Crafts or, S-Break abilities. But anyway, let's go ahead and see what that ornament was. No, not... Okay. Quartz. We don't need Earth Lance, and we don't need Harvest, although it wouldn't hurt if we actually had that equipped instead. But let's go ahead and take a look at Keeleen. Oh, strength becomes 30. Cause strength... Oh, 10% chance. Oh, wow. Oh, you know what? Screw it. We're doing it. I'm changing this. And I'm putting you in instead. So that way I'll have 810 attack. Even though it raised it up a little bit, it seems. But it works. And let's put attack 2 on there. So that way we'll have that much. Okay. Got a lot of attack strength coming in. But anyway, I think that's it with that. So let's go back to the Bracers Guild and actually see what all we need to do. Oh, it's already evening time. Guess that training at the Arseid School really did a number on us. Oh, looks like it's almost evening already. The sunset sky makes for a very picturesque view, don't you think? It seems that the mist has cleared somewhat, too. I would venture a guess that tomorrow will be a clear, sunny day. Anyway, we finished up all the main task we had for the day, so we should probably head back to the guild now. I'm sure Toval's curious how we fared out there. Ah, man. But yeah, the window store is a mess, but, and you know, it's one of those things where when it comes to Sea of Thieves, I will definitely pick up that game someday, but not until it's been fully completed. But for it being priced as is, I'm not picking it up anytime soon until it's been fully completed, you know, as a fully fledged game. I mean, there are games as a service, games that treat itself as games as a service that I definitely enjoy, like Killer Instinct 2013 for one. But for Sea of Thieves, for being sold as a bare bones early access experience at $60 at launch, no. Sounds like a plan to me. Okay, so let's head back to into town. I wonder if we can upgrade our what was that? I wonder if we can upgrade our... Oh, that's the inn. I wonder if we can upgrade our weapons a little bit. If there is even an orbital factory in this place, at least. There's gotta be one. If there isn't, then I'm gonna be upset. There isn't one. What about Watao's store? Maybe? But I wouldn't count it. Oh, we can! Customize weapons. But we don't have another U material to get to a stronger weapon for Rean. Damn it! Okay, we don't need all this Sepith, because we pretty much got everybody's Sepith, their court slots open, so we can pretty much just get rid of this for the time being. And get back a lot of Mira, since, you know, Mira's really not that cheap to come by. Okay, exchange. Yeah, exchange all that. Let's go ahead and shop. Yeah, we already bought all that, so... Yeah, this should be a good spot for us to where we need to actually buy some more of our equipment. Yeah. For certain. Let's get everybody stronger pieces of equipment. Get you one, and get you one, and get you the Chrome Claw. And let's go ahead and sell our weapons. See if we can make a little money back. Not a lot, but at least it'll be enough. Because the others are just going to get stronger pieces of equipment anyway. We might as well get what we can. Okay. Yeah, I think the blue tunic's going to be our... that, and I think the hiking boots. Or the hiking shoes. for everybody. Yeah, I think that's gonna work for everybody. So let's get some of those blue tunics on us. And one for you. Okay. And let's buy one more. Get one for Millium. Okay, so we got that taken care of. Okay, I think we're done here. So let's go ahead and head back to the Bracers Guild. I didn't even know you could actually do that. I mean, I forgot that the whole store over here, you could actually upgrade your weapons too, but we don't have enough U materials on hand. Anyway, let's get back in. Return to the guild and report.
We're back.
Today was so much fun!
Oh, hey, welcome back.
Seems my timing could hardly have been better.
Huh?
Ah,
Father? When did you get back?
and hello there, Vic. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, I did watch the nightcast today, and I did watch the nightcast today, so you don't need to send me that video. But yeah, I did watch it, and it's a good thing that Luke still remembers me, you know, for me helping him out. And I definitely, you know, would like to talk to him again in the future.
When only Klaus came to greet us, I assumed I wouldn't be seeing you while I was in Legram.
Fortunately, I was able to take some time away from my engagements to see you and your class. And while I was in town, I also had some business to attend to with the guild, which is what brings me here. It does my heart good to see you again, Laura. It seems you've grown since I last saw you.
Father, please don't treat me like a child, but it's good to be back.
It's good to have you back.
So that's the Radiant Blade Master. Laura's dad seems so cool. She sounds embarrassed, but I've rarely seen her so happy.
Ah, these must be your friends.
Right. These are my classmates from Class 7 and my partners in this field study.
So this is Victor S. Arseid.
Then let me welcome you to Legram. I'm Viscount Arseid, the ruling lord here.
Or Viscount Arseid.
My daughter has told me all about you in her letters, so it's a pleasure to finally be able to put faces to the names.
Funny that Laura gets to see her own father, but she is very happy. Are they having dinner at the manor? Yes, they are. It's always fun to see scenes like this. Munch, munch, munch. This is delicious. Oh, careful, Millium. You're going to drip sauce all over the table. Sorry, but this is Cake Town! Wow, so this is real Legram cuisine. I think I like everything on the table. You can say that again. This fatty meat has me thinking past seconds and all the way to thirds. That's roast wild boar. It's been a staple in my local dishes for generations. Is something troubling you, son of the House of Alberea? You seem to have brought your worries to the table tonight, but not your appetite. Well, it's just that I know my family has been causing you a lot of trouble. Eustace. Is he... Oh, that? Just minor disagreements. You probably know it all too well. Conflicts over taxes among the nobility are as sure as the rising of the sun. It's nothing to be so concerned about. Thank you for your kind words. But come, tell me of your day. I hear you fought Klaus this afternoon. And emerged victorious at that. We did, though I did feel like he was holding back against us. Nonsense, my lady. You and your classmates fought with the boldness of young lions. I look forward to seeing you soar to even greater heights. Ah, marvelous. I did have my hopes that you might choose to attend that girls' school in the capital, but you seem to have made some excellent friends at Thor's, so perhaps this was how things were meant to be. I feel the same. Laura. Rean, was it? I'm curious. I can sense fear in your swordsmanship. A certain hesitation. What? Father? The sword hermit, Yunka Fai. In addition to being your master and the founder of the Eight Leaves One Blade School, he's also a personal acquaintance of mine. In fact, I've requested a duel with him on numerous occasions. I see. If you'll forgive me for asking, who was the victor? The victor has yet to be decided. Pitting our respective philosophies against one another is such an engaging experience, we'll always lose track of time. Or we always lose track of time. To think there's a swordsman out there capable of fighting on equal terms with you, the world truly is a vast place. I can hardly imagine what a duel like that would be like. But getting back to what I was saying. The Eight Leaves One Blade School draws its influence from elements of several other Eastern schools of swordsmanship. The style's philosophy has such depth, it's not difficult to see why one who masters it is known as a divine blade. But there's something about you, Rean, something that terrifies you so much that its mere shadow pins you in place. He's almost certainly referring to... I've occasionally gotten that impression myself. So this is the burden Rean carries. Indeed, it seems like whatever happened in the old schoolhouse last month had something to do with it, but... You have me at a loss. I never would have imagined you'd be able to tell so much about me so easily. But thanks to that, I've made up my mind. What? Oh? My lord, I ask you, as the Radiant Blade Master, would you grant me the honor of a duel? Now that's gonna be interesting. We're in the training hall.
Wow, this is mega cool! He's really gonna duel the Radiant Blade Master! But is he really strong enough to beat him?
He doesn't stand a chance. Receiving instruction from him would be one thing, but to duel a master like Viscount Arseid...
Looks like the odds aren't in his favor then.
Rean, please reconsider. You too, Father. Stop this nonsense.
Please, Laura, stay out of this.
This duel is between Rean and myself. Stand aside. Are you certain this is what you want?
I am. It's an honor to have the opportunity to test my mettle against the renowned Radiant Blade Master. Thank you for accepting.
I admire your spirit. Now, show me what a swordsman of the Eight Leaves is capable of.
Are we actually fighting?
What the?
Whoa! Amazing!
He can wield such a massive blade so deftly with just one hand?
Unbelievable.
That's Galan Charles, a great sword that's been passed down in the Arseid family for generations. It was once wielded by the ancestor of our house, the second in command of the Eisenritter.
I can sense incredible power within him. He may be even stronger than my master, which means that against him...
We are fighting.
Rean Schwarzer, the Eight Leaves One Blade School, beginner rank. I stand ready.
Victor S. Arseid, master and successor of the Arseid School. Ready. Begin! Now, show me what you're capable of.
I imagine this is not going to go well.
My turn.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Looks like this is just a traditional story battle. Ouch, indeed.
This is why I tried to stop them.
I could barely even see what happened.
It's not like Rean is weak. It's more that his opponent's strength is so far beyond his.
What are you doing? This duel is not yet over. To your feet, at once.
Father?
I know you're capable of more than this. But if you are still too afraid to assert your true strength, then I have no choice but to force your hand. Now, show me.
He disappeared?
No. Too slow.
Whoa!
This is...
Is this what Rean is afraid of?
Excellent. This is as it must be. This is the power that slumbers deep within you. As long as you continue to cower in the face of it, you'll remain forever at a standstill. I want to see your true potential.
Now.
Oh, wow.
Now.
I don't think I'm gonna...
You will not escape.
Now. Now.
Damn.
Now.
Man, Devil Trigger.
Rean!
Rean! Wow! That duel was crazy!
Yeah, though it all makes sense now. Why Rean asked the Viscount for a duel in the first place.
You fool. You shouldering such a burden alone all this time?
Are you alright, Rean?
Father, there was no need to go that far.
I'm fine. He held back. I admit defeat. I'm honored to have seen the Radiant Blade Master's signature technique.
I think you're finally starting to understand. What we call power is simply a measure of one's raw strength. Without knowing how to properly apply it, it has no real meaning. However, when you deny the power you already possess, you're only shortchanging yourself.
You're right. I feel like I finally get what my master was trying to teach me about the laws of nature. But I'm afraid understanding that is only going to make me even more uncertain.
Rean.
That's nothing to be ashamed of. Stand up, dust yourself off, and step forward. Grapple with that fear each day if that's what it takes. Uncertainty weighs on the hearts of all people. It's far preferable to standing still.
The mist seems to have cleared. So, that's the Saint's Castle. You can't come out right now. Someone might notice you.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. The Radiant Blade Master may be scarily perceptive, but I doubt he'll notice my little moonlit stroll.
Honestly.
Well, what do you think? I'm not sure how much we can count on the boy. It seems he's finally found what he needs to move past what's been holding him back. But I'm still not certain he's going to make it in time.
That's not for us to decide. Our role is to watch over and guide him, nothing more. I don't want you to do anything like that ever again.
Fine, fine. Setting that aside for now. I'm sure you've already sensed it, but there's definitely something inside that castle. That place is out of our jurisdiction, but I have a bad feeling about this one.
Me too. I suppose all we can do is point Laura toward it and hope she notices too.
We going in the next day?
Ooh, you're moving up in the world.
Oh, nice.
I've got a little reward here for you.
Strega A1 is a perk. Okay. And yeah, Vic, hopefully that the new Discord server, hopefully with that, Luke can actually have a much better, much better vision going forward than what happened with what's his name did to betraying him, because that was not cool.
Keep up the good work.
All right. So we're done with that day, and now we go into Sunday. So field study day 2. Yeah, I definitely think that would be best for him to do that. Whoa! Oh, now that's beautiful. God, it's making me want to go to Lake Tahoe and Nevada all over again. And I've been there before, about 5 years ago. Really great place. And I've been to Crystal Lake. Oh, not Crystal Lake, but whatever that lake was in Lake Tahoe. Or I guess that's what they call Lake Tahoe. Emerald Bay and all that. Wow, what a view. Looking at the lake is like gazing into a vast mirror. I suppose that wharf you can see in the distance must be over in the Sutherland province. You can see the Saint's Castle way more clearly today, too. So this is what Legram looks like on a clear day. It almost seems like we're in a different town. Well, both faces of the town have a place in my heart. Hey, I'm sorry for all the fuss I caused yesterday. Rean, you really did. However, You did what you did out of necessity, correct? Yeah. Before yesterday, I'd never been able to recognize the truth behind my master's teachings. But crossing swords with your father, it was like I finally realized what he wanted me to understand all those years. I see. In that case, I won't criticize what you did. I can understand that feeling, struggling forward even if the face of adversity. It seems the winds have granted you their blessing. Still, Rean, I think you owe us an explanation. What was that power you displayed during the duel? I'd never seen anything its like. It was so cool, like you suddenly turned into a whole different person. Almost like some kind of power that was locked up inside you came roaming out in one big flash. Yeah, I guess that's what it must seem like. There's some beast-like instinct sleeping inside me. And when I completely lose control of myself, it just swallows me up, transforms me somehow. I've known about it ever since I was a kid, and all my life I lived in fear of it, of that other self. It seems a strange burden to bear. Something beast-like? I don't know, it seemed pretty cool. Besides, if it makes you even stronger, why not just be like that all the time? I wish it were that simple. Years ago, I first asked my master to teach me the way of the sword in order to suppress that power. I thought that if I could master the art of fighting, I could master my fear and quell those instincts. But that did nothing to solve the underlying problem, and eventually, I ended up having my training discontinued. Pretty pathetic, huh? Oh, Rean. But you said that yesterday's duel helped you to realize something, right? Right. I can't deny it up and down, but doing that doesn't change the fact that it's in there somewhere. And unless I can accept that, I won't be able to reconcile myself with the past or really think about my future. I mean, that sounds so simple, saying it now, but it took this long for me to realize it. Oh. Ah, I see. Trouble seems to seek you out, doesn't it? So you intend to accept your lot and move forward, even though the way is anything but certain? That's actually rather inspiring. I hope you'll tell Group B what you've shared with us. I think they'd be really glad to hear it from you. Yeah, I think I will. I feel like everyone's been worried after what happened at the old schoolhouse last month. Okay, I'll definitely look at that, Jeff. But, yeah, it'll definitely be something I'll look at before I go to bed. Hey, I heard the big news. You seriously dueled the Radiant Blade Master? Well, he was kind enough to give me the chance to test my skill against him. The gap between him and me is so wide that calling it a duel is being generous. Nah, don't sell yourself short. It takes some real guts to even think of trying to duel the Viscount. I know you battled Sarah, and her strength is pretty intense, but he's on a whole different level. I can see you didn't achieve beginner rank in the 8 Leaves One Blade School for nothing. You're surprisingly well informed. That's a bracer for you. Well, the guild has pretty close ties with the 8 Leaves One Blade School after all. Anyway, let me get you those tasks for today. Alright, field study envelope for August, for this Field Day Study number 2 of the 5th chapter. How many do we have? Oh, we just got 2. Ebel Highway Monster number 2, and an offering to the departed. This is from Sister Teramis, or Teramis. I would like to practice making an offering to Saint Sandlot. Would you be willing to help me gather the materials necessary to do so? If so, come see me at Legram Chapel, Sister Teramis. And Ebel Highway Monster 2. There's another monster on the Ebel Highway, but we don't know what kind of monster it is. Monster details unknown, location Ebel Highway. Don't let me down, Class 7. Get this taken care of ASAP. Toval. If your name was Tovar, I'd say you were from the Strangerhood, but, nope. Oh, I was expecting there to be more, I guess. I am rather curious about this monster extermination request. Didn't want to overload you since I'm planning to give you an extra task this afternoon. It sounds like this will be your last full day in Legram, so I want to get the most out of you while I've got you here. Anyway, get on out there and do what you do. Got it. No sense of waiting to get started then. Well, at least it shouldn't take long. Okay, let's roll out! Thank you, Optimus Prime. Well, we're going to go to the chapel first, and we're going to take care of the side quest before we take care of the other. And the chapel's right up here. But yeah, without all that mist there, man. It looks so pretty without all that mist there. You're going to love to see how much of a joke Square Enix is, especially with what we could have gotten as a mainline Final Fantasy title from Eidos Montreal, but we had to get Final Fantasy 15 instead. This video is from Super Bunny Hop. Oh, okay. I'll definitely have to look at that. Okay, cool. And welcome back, Vic. So yeah, we want to go inside this chapel because that's where the next task is going to take place. And we want to talk to Sister Taramis. And she looks very young for a nun. Oh, hello everyone. Good day, Sister Taramis. Have you grown accustomed to Legram while I was away? I have. Everyone's been so kind. The only thing I just can't get used to is Father Hamilcar's lackadaisical approach to his work. Lackadaisical. Haha. That's understandable. He has his good points, though. Really? I've yet to see him act like a responsible adult even once. We probably shouldn't be gossiping about this, though. I assume you all came along because of my request, right? That's right. We'd like you to tell us a little more about it. The request mentioned that you plan on making an offering. That's correct. I'll need a number of items in order to make it, and I'd like you to collect them for me if you're able. Do you have the time to take this on for me? I mean, I understand if you don't. Oh, accept the request. Why take no for an answer? Sure, we'll fit you in. Thank you very much. Allow me to tell you about what I need you to do. As Lady Laura knows, it's a custom here in Legram to hold a memorial service for Saint Sandlot in the Eisenritter each year. The period in which this service is held is coming up rather soon, too. This sounds like kind of a downer. Well, it's not supposed to be a lively event. The memorial service is held to mourn the brave warriors who gave their lives during the War of the Lions. Will the church be leading the service? The people here seem to have a strong belief in animism, so I wouldn't have expected that to be the case. Not quite. The church is just assisting with it. Animism has much deeper roots than the church here, so it's only natural that we respect that. Legram seems to be similar to Nord in that regard. Yeah, animism's just as widely believed over there as it is here. And yet, despite that, both communities believe in the church's teachings as well. Well, the church has never once denied the existence of spirits, after all. In my opinion, that's one of the reasons its teachings have spread across the continent like they have. I guess Eidos has a big enough heart for everyone, huh? Quite right. Getting back on topic, though, I've actually been asked to prepare an offering for the memorial service myself. Oh? Will this be your first time doing so? It will. Because of that, I'd like to practice a little before the service itself. That's why I'd like to ask you all to collect the ingredients I need for it. Ah, so that's how it is. What exactly will you be making? I'm going to be making pretzels. Ooh. Huh? Those are those bready things that look like they're all twisted into a knot, right? That's right. However, the pretzels used for the memorial service are made to look like the spirit monument here in town. I assume you're talking about the unique-looking monument in the center of the town? The very same. The pretzels here are generally baked to be rather hard, so they'll last longer. It's even said that the Eisenritter carried them onto the battlefield in their combat rations. I suppose that explains why you're getting pretzels as an offering, then. That's quite a fascinating historical tidbit. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a chance to see Erebonia's most time-honored pretzels. What ingredients do you need us to get, then? Ah, yes, I almost forgot. I need you to collect 5 hardy powders, 5 clear gelatins, and a type of seasoning we call white seed. Well, it shouldn't be too hard to beat up some monsters for that stuff, but what exactly is white seed? They seem to be one of Legram's local crops, according to Father Hamilcar. Unfortunately, they're not really in season right now, so none of the stores here have any. Well, I think that part should be simple enough, fortunately. Our household's head chef should have some on hand. Oh, that'd be a huge weight off my shoulders. Right, then let's start our gathering. We should make our way to... Where should we make our way to first? Laura's home or the highway? I'm fine with either. We'll have to go on both to both eventually anyway. Alright, so... Time for us to make some pretzels! Okay, so we need 5 hardy powders, 5 clear gelatins, and some white seed. But I think we got... I don't know if we got the other 2, but let's go and get the white seed from the House of Arseid. Or House Arseid. And where are we going to find this master chef? Ah, right over here. His name is Joseph. Oh, just like that character in Final Fantasy II who died an untimely death. Poor guy. Hello, Lady Laura. Is there something you need from me? There's a request I'd like to make of you, if I may. Would you happen to have any white seed on hand? Of course. Why, it'd be crazy for me not to have some on hand. I've got it stored away, and I always make sure we never run out. How much do you need? I can give you the entire crate if you want. Well, I don't think we need quite that much. Well then, I suppose a small bagful should do the trick. Alright. My thanks. Anything for you, Lady Laura? All the people here really love her, don't they? I'll say. Okay, so let's go to the notes and see. Okay, clear gelatin, hardy powders. Let's see how much we have of those ingredients. Clear gelatin or hardy. Oh, we got. Oh man, we have all of them on hand. So let's head back and make those pretzels. Oh, pretzel time! Are they going to be Rogo pretzels? Who knows? But considering this universe is original and doesn't have any familiar name brands, then I really am not going to count on it. Hello, everyone. Have you managed to gather the ingredients I need? We sure have. Here you go. Alright. And here's the white seed you wanted. Thank you so much. This should be plenty. Could you wait in the adjoining room while I mix up a trial batch then? Sister Taramis made her pretzels and handed out a sample to everyone. Oh, yummy. How did they taste? I'm a little surprised, to be honest. In a good way, I mean. Indeed, these are actually better than what I was expecting. Tasty and filling. And free. Thinking that the Eisenritter may have eaten something like this to keep on fighting is kind of moving, really. It really is. Thank goodness. And what do you think of them, Lady Laura? Oh, my apologies. I was so engrossed in the taste that I forgot to speak up. They're delicious. If I hadn't seen you make them, I'd swear they came from the kitchen of a professional chef like Joseph. Thank you for giving me the chance to try them. Phew. Hey, Laura? There's still some time before the memorial service, but how about we offer some of these at St. Sandlot's statue now? I'd like that. After all, there's no limit on when you can leave an offering. Would you mind if we took some along then, sister? Hee, not at all. It would be rude of us to indulge in all these on our own, after all. Please, go on and take some. Let us be on our way, then. Now, I've got pretzel power. Yay! And I have the power. You want to know what it's called? Nintendo power. I think that's a little hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge for me that this game and its sequels need to be on the Nintendo Switch. Just a little FYI. Just saying. Anyways, let's go ahead and head over to the statue, and then we'll put the pretzel. Oh man, getting a little sleepy. But then again, it is getting kind of late. Let's go ahead and put the pretzel over here. Yeah. There we go. I'm sure this will put a smile on her face. Now all that's left for us is for us to pray. Is there any special requirements for prayers of this sort? Not particularly. But it is the custom to remain quiet while prayers are being offered. Whoop whoop, let's get our praying on then. I was focusing so hard on being quiet, I ended up holding my breath. Huh? Are you guys still going? It was a valiant battle to remain silent for even a single minute, but alas, victory remained elusive. Don't be too harsh on her. Well then, shall we make our way back to the chapel? Yeah, we should report back to Sister Teramis just in case. Well, we delivered the pretzel, now I'll talk to Sister Teramis. Or Theramis. Thank you so much for your help, everyone. I feel bad about having you run all around town just for my sake. No worries, we're always glad to lend a hand. Yeah, never done a job where pretzels were a fringe benefit, but it was worth it. They really were delicious. If the batch you make for the memorial service turns out that good, you have nothing to worry about. I'll do everything I can to make sure that's the case. Oh, I've yet to offer you all your reward for helping me. It's not much, but please take these. Celestial Bomb EX times 3. Thank you very much. We'll be sure to put them to good use. That's one down at least. Yeah, let's move right on to the other one. Alright, now it's time for us to go take care of that monster. So we're going to head back to the Abel Lake Highway, or the Abel Highway 3, or 1 and 2. Hopefully we'll get some more U materials, so that way we can upgrade at least one of the character's weapons. Probably Rean's, if you ask me. Oh, all that fog on the highway is dissipated as well. Yeah, it's so much easier to see all the surrounding areas now. Totally. I could hardly see my hand in front of my face yesterday. Well, at least we don't have to worry about getting lost today. We may find alternate routes through the area that we missed yesterday, too. It's very likely we should keep an eye out for those while we're looking for the beast we need to slay. Alright, so it's time for us to get busy on the highway and get into some more battles while we're at it. Come back, Mr. Mushroom. You should belong in the ocean if you look like a jellyfish.
Of course. Now.
Got it.
Here we go. Now's our chance.
An opening.
Nicely done.
Swordsmanship gets better with every battle.
I've got a way to go to get to your level.
You know, I was kind of hoping that Rean would have had a what do you call it? A level up to his S-Breaker, his S-Craft, but unfortunately, that didn't bode so well. It looks like there's a path over this way too. I didn't notice it when we were passing yesterday. The mist is cleared today, which makes seeing paths through the area much easier. I think this path leads to the top of the hill. Perhaps, but we'll need to do something about the log before we can go there. Lammy should be able to snap a log like this like a toothpick. We'll just leave the heavy lifting to you and Lammy then. Hope you don't mind. No problemo! Characters with strike type field attacks or B rank or higher can destroy fallen logs and certain other objects. And I think this is already explained in Chapter 3, too, so we're going to have...
Yeah.
Right.
My turn.
I've got this.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to switch... I'm the leader. I'll switch to Millium for the time being. And hit.
Right. All right. Go.
All right, let's get going. Get you unconscious.
Let's go.
And let's get some ass kickery down. When we get to the boss, or the target monster that we need to destroy, I want to save Laura's S-Break ability so that way we can actually see it for ourselves when we fight that enemy. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an invaluable asset for when we fight against the chapter's boss at the end. Alright, looks like good old Gaius got himself a level up too. Level 46.
Nice.
Yes, nice indeed, Gaius. There's nothing over here. Hopefully we can find some more treasure chests along the way. Oh, I don't think I want to go that way. Might as well go ahead and take care of this obnoxious beast.
This will take everything we have.
Here we go.
Let's get the small fry first.
My turn.
Well, we got one small fry down. 2 to go. Well, 1 to go of the other small fry before we take down the big guns. The Gold Cider. Quite a funny name. Ooh, oh man, he does attack hard. You know, if that transformation that Rean can use should be something that he should be able to use fully to his whole power, then you figure that it would become available to him right at the get-go. I mean, you know, for him using that ability, we're officially going to call it the Devil Trigger at this time. I know it has a different name, but until we actually learn the name of it, we're just going to call it Devil Trigger mode for Rean. Because he definitely looks like Dante with the hair, whereas the sword is definitely like the Yamato that Virgil holds in the Devil May Cry games. Maraz Sepeth times 30. Okay.
My turn. Hi. Off guard.
Here we go.
Yeah, these greedy Reapers are anything but Reapers.
It's my turn.
They don't even look like devils or death itself.
My turn. Ha! We should keep going.
Okay, Laura's got the level up to level 47 now.
I've only just begun.
Oh wow, there's a river out here.
I remember playing in this river when I was young.
Oh wow, it looked like it'd be something that, you know, you would want to go to take a swim in. Wait a minute, that looks like the monster that we have to face, if you ask me.
A challenging foe. A worthy adversary. Of course.
Let's go ahead and use Flame Slash on you lot. Like I said, with Laura, I want to save her ability for when we fight against the upcoming monster that we need to take down. They're on fire. Should sound like Beavis and Butthead. Fire!
Of course. Ha! You still have a lot of training to do.
And that was Pretty eventful. Now Rean's at level 48.
I did it.
Mm-hmm.
A matter of course.
And Yusa's got to level 46. And Treasure Sword can now be used. It's a set attack with a medium area type of attack, and it can seal an enemy at 50% and freeze at 50%. And it's a Class A type of ability. Seals foes in ice, then shatters it. Can unbalance at 20%. Interesting.
Oh, a treasure chest.
We've got Dawn Boots inside that treasure chest. And we got some Sepith in here that we can sell and actually get more. So, more Mira for us. Let's go ahead and equip the, Ooh. I may have to increase his defenses with the Strega A1. Sneakers. Oh. Wow. Man, and she even has weak... Oh, man, she has really weak defenses. But she has much stronger... You know what? I'm going to give you the Dawn Boots. You equip those. I'm going to give you You know what? Will military spikes work? But then again, it does lower your evasion a little bit. But... Hell. Well, I mean, we need to get you some more defenses either way, but let's go ahead and stick with what we have. Okay. Now it's time to take care of this. I assume is the monster we want to take down?
Ooh, that one looks tough.
Nope. I thought it would be. Oh, a devil ape. He definitely looks like the one that we fought against at the end of Chapter 1. Calamity Hawk, the lot of them. Go, Gaius. Call them devil apes. Or Satan apes. Oh wow, that was a quick finish.
We should hurry.
Very quick finish. And Emma's Pandora is almost at level 4 too. Okay, nothing in those boxes. Nothing there. Oh, cool. More enemies for us to fight. These little, small fries. And they're gonna gang up on me like a bunch of buttheads. But we'll take the fight to them. If that's all they want.
Of course. Hey!
Leave it to me.
CP went up a little bit, but that doesn't really matter because, well, bye-bye.
Yeah, you didn't stand a chance.
I love that little jumping sound effect that she has.
Enemy sighted. Take him out.
Oh, hey, there's Rocket. But no, that's a Coco Panda. I was going to say Rocket Raccoon, but, well, who am I kidding? Oh, how could you miss that? How could you miss that? A CP slurp. Oh, lame. Oh, come on. Would you guys quit missing? Seriously. What's up with your missing? This is bullcrap.
I go where the wind takes me.
Oh, hey, we got another Q material. So hopefully we can upgrade one's weapon when we get back.
It's my turn. Here we go.
Thank you. What I wanted to see. CP slurp. You know what? Let's use an art on you guys. because we have 0 arts that we can use for Millium here. Yggdrasil. The World Tree of Regeneration. And it's pretty strong, too.
Well, that's that. Let's get going.
Okay, so, let's get some arts going here. We'll have, Tira used on you. And on you. And on Gaius. Okay. Gotcha. And we got an EP charge 3 in the chest. Or that was from the chest. And we're going to Abel Highway 2 into some more uncharted territory.
It's so cool here, you'd hardly believe it's summer.
The weather's pleasant today. A fine wind blowing too.
I definitely wouldn't want to come here for like a camping trip. If there were no monsters populated, that is. Would make for a great, like, camping trip or whatnot.
Of course.
Leave it to me.
Yes, sir. There.
My turn.
Oh, it's on fire! But not for long, because we put it out of its misery. And Pandora finally reached level 4. And we did get an increase in Emma's stats a little bit. We learned Shining. Oh. She learned Shining. Is Jack Nicholson going to pop up and say, "Here's Johnny"? That'd be so funny if it did. What's down here? Oh, I see. That just takes us back over there, but let's keep staying on the upper hills while we're at it. Because I'm pretty sure the monster that we're going to take care of is still on the upper parts of the hills.
Now's our chance. Let's smash him.
Here we go.
Hulk smash!
Now's our chance.
An opening.
Rightfully so,
My turn.
using that quote.
My turn.
Got it.
Don't mess with us.
Still, I can't believe that this little girl is a part of Class 7 all of a sudden. Strange. And I think that's the monster. I guess we're fighting a huge mech warrior type of enemy. But first things first, let's go take care of this one.
Winds, give us your blessing. Here we go.
Let's get good Geigen Breaker on you guys.
Don't mess with us.
Alrighty. And still didn't get you to level number 48 for you, Millium. Oh, I got another U material. Would you look at that? But let's take a look at what's in this treasure chest. Shining in there, too. But anyway, let's fight this monster. Yep. There's the mech warrior. Is that? It must be the monster Toval sent us out here to take care of. I've never seen anything like it. Is it even alive? Kind of looks more like some sort of machine. Any way you look at it, there's clearly something strange about that thing. I suppose that's why we've been sent to exterminate it. At this point, we can't just go back without finishing the job. You got that right. Yeah, I'd say let's see what this monster is made of. On your guard, everyone.
It's enormous. Stay on guard.
We will, but let me destroy these boxes first before... Oh, there is something. Wind Sepith times 30.
Watch out. This is a tough one. Go.
Maybe a tough one, but I want to see the Radiant Waltz and see how that plays. Yeah, it doesn't seem like much, except looks like her sword got longer and there's a bit more flashiness to her attacks. So, really nothing to brag home about. No use crying over spilt milk. Wish it could have been a different type of attack, but, oh well. Ouch.
We should keep going.
Gosh! That monster was cake! Tough? My ass, it's tough. And we got Cross Crusade. And Milliam got to level 48 now. Wha-boom! It broke its leg, too. Is it dead? It seems more appropriate to say we destroyed it. Yeah, I didn't get the feeling we were fighting a living creature. A mechanical monster. What's something like this doing out on a highway near Legram? Might our intelligence division cadet be able to shed some light on this? You are the one with the mysterious mechanical companion, after all. That's a good point, actually. I don't think this thing's any relation of Lammy's. For one thing, it looks like it's made of metal. That's true. Ergetlum and the combat shells we use in our practical exams seem to be made of some other substance. And while that may be inorganic, the combat shells do have a certain kind of warmth to them. I don't see how that matters. They all seem suspicious. But Milliam's probably right. This thing doesn't seem enough like Ergetlum's or to link the two. Let's head back to Legram. I have a feeling Toval will want to hear about this as soon as possible. True, he may even know something about it himself. Back to Legram it is, then. Alright, so we got that taken care of. And it really didn't seem like it did a number on our hit points, so we should be good. But it's just the journey back to Ergetlum that we have to focus. And you know what?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna need to destroy that so we can get back on the highway.
My turn.
Leave it to me.
Your robot Falcon punched the log that was on the highway. I mean, we could fight some more, but not really feeling it. So we'll just sprint all the way back to Legram and see what our afternoon task entails us. Running on empty, on and on, running blind and running on. Something seems amiss here. The town isn't usually this noisy. Huh? Looks like the liner's back at the harbor. But who are those weird people around it? Ooh. Looks like some elite military unit. They look like soldiers from one of the provincial armies. It certainly seems that way. White and purple. I seem to remember seeing those colors back in Heimdall. I believe that combination of colors represents the Lemaire Provincial Army, or Provincial Army. But Lamare is on the other side of the Empire. What business could their Provincial Army have in Legram? Hey, looks like you're back. Is that who I think it is? Yep, it's Toval. Toval? Do you have any idea what's going on here? Word on the street is they requisitioned the liner from the wharf on the far shore. So why we're seeing Lamaire's Provincial Army and not Sutherland's is still kind of a mystery. Apparently, though, some big-shot noble is visiting the Viscount as we speak. Another noble visiting father? Who could possibly... That's a bit concerning. Well, if you're curious, why don't you go take a look for yourselves? Since you returned from the highway, that means you took care of that monster, right? Well, that is true. Actually, there is something we wanted to ask you about regarding that. The group gave a brief description of the monster they fought to Toval. A mechanical monster, you say? Toval? You have some idea as to what it might be? Well, I'm not sure, but I think I'll have to go look at what's left of it, just in case. Anyway, good work out there, guys. Here's your reward. And we got 7 U materials, so we can actually upgrade 2 weapons if we wanted to. I'll leave checking out what's going on at the Viscount's mansion to you. Huh, he definitely seems like he knows something we don't. Well, for now, there's no harm in leaving the matter to him. Right, we should go see what's going on at Laura's house. Agreed. And, quests, Ebel Highway Monster 2 completed. Okay. And before we head to the manor, let's go to the shop and see if we can upgrade our weapons. I think we'll have to sell some of our stuff first. Yeah, because we don't need all this. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. And then the last of it. Okay. And exchange that, and let's go ahead and customize. And we'll go ahead and we'll customize Rean's as well as Laura's. So that way they'll have stronger weapons on them. And if we get some more U materials, then we'll try to get theirs too. Okay, let's go ahead and shop for the pieces of equipment. And let's go ahead and get a blue tonic for those two. And hiking shoes. Might as well get them for both Laura and... Oh, right, we can only get one, but let's go ahead and sell some of our armor that we took off already. Oh, Lady Stragas. Probably not a good idea to sell it. Let's get hiking shoes for Laura here. And... military spikes, get that taken care of. I think we'll be good enough now. We don't need to sell anything for the events because we really don't have that much that we could sell to either. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll be good enough for now. So let's go ahead and head over to the manor.
Strutting around another lord's territory. How pompous can you get?
It sounds like there's a real VIP here.
Only one.
Let's return to the manor for now.
Only one way to find out. Oh. Hey, isn't that... There's no need to be so hasty. At least give my proposal some thought. Your attendance would add an extra degree of prestige to our gathering. I'm merely the lord of a minor rural region. Surely you overstate the importance of my presence. A man's worth is decided not by himself, but by those he rubs elbows with. And while I'm sure you understand, I'd appreciate it if you didn't do anything to cause any unnecessary conflict. I'm not sure giving combat training to the Imperial Army is something you ought to be doing either. After all, neither of us want any trouble now, do we? And with that, I bid you farewell. I bid you a fond farewell. Oh, and my compliments on the excellent tea. I am honored, Your Grace. See ya. Excuse us. God. It's like, who am I looking at here? It's like I'm looking at Brian Too Cool and Scotty Too Hottie from the old days of WWE and WWF with those two with the sunglasses. Now all we're missing is Rikishi. Or Rakishi. To deliver Stinkface on all those who get in his way. My, if it isn't young Laura. And Yusuf Alberea too. It's a pleasure to see you again, Your Grace. I appreciate all you continue to do for my father. They must know him. Yeah, but look at how tense they are. I wasn't expecting him to show up here of all people. That's Duke Cayenne, head of the foremost of the four great houses and the ruler of the port city of Ordis. His authority extends over the entire province of Lamare to the west. So, this is Duke Cayenne. I'd love to stay and talk a while, but I'm afraid other urgent matters call me away. I'll endeavor to arrange another opportunity for us to meet in the near future. But for now, I bid you farewell. Oh, what have we here? So you're Thor's Military Academy's Class 7, huh? How do you... Oh, just happened to do a little leisure time reading on your class. Not a bad looking bunch. Good. Enough with the chit-chat. His Grace awaits. Excuse us. See you, kids. Who were those men? They don't look like soldiers from a provincial army, that's for sure. And they did seem to know about our class. I presume they're personal bodyguards hired by Duke Cayenne. Father. Haha, you needn't look so concerned. However, it seems like they've finally begun to act. The noble faction has begun acting in secret? Indeed. For the past month, they've been quite active behind closed doors. No doubt they're trying to reaffirm their unity, holding conference after conference all across the country. Of course, I'm sure this isn't news to your youngest classmate. Well, yeah. The intelligence division's all on edge, wondering whether they're about to start a full-scale conflict with the reformists. Seriously? So that's what they've been up to, scurrying around all this time. But since Duke Cayenne's basically the leader of the noble faction, I sure wasn't expecting him to come all the way out here in person. Nor was I. They appear to be planning a large conference in the near future, to be attended by all members of the noble faction. The Duke came all the way out here and insists that I attend. But father, you're not even a member. Quite right, my lady. Your father has long kept his distance from the faction. In the same way, he has also kept space between himself and the reformists, preferring to remain neutral. However, they convinced that all nobles should belong to the noble faction as a matter of course. I've heard they've been quite forceful about bringing those nobles who don't support the faction into their ranks. Would I be correct in assuming that my family is involved in all of this? I'm afraid so. There's been some disagreement over whether Duke Cayenne or Duke Albareas should lead the four great houses, but I expect that either would bring the same platform to the table. Eustace, if you don't mind my asking, do you happen to know where my family stands on the issue? Haha, you need not worry about your family's allegiances. Lord Schwarzer is widely known as an even more obstinate man than I. I can't imagine that he'd have any interest in supporting the questionable actions of the other nobles. I see. I'm actually a little relieved to hear you say so. Hold on a moment. Perhaps there's a move we can make after all. I'm afraid I'll be leaving Legram again on another of my little trips. I apologize for the suddenness, but please tend to things in my absence. As you wish, my lord. Father? Wow. Well, that was sudden. I believe in acting swiftly and decisively. I intend to establish contact with all the nobles who have remained neutral in the ongoing factional conflict, so as to prevent them from being taken in by the noble faction's coercive methods. Ah, Father. A prudent course of action, I think. In that case, I'd be happy to come with you. Toval, what are you doing here? Ah, so you're here as well. Wouldn't miss the chance to catch a glimpse of the majestic Duke Cayenne. Did you know he left in a limousine that came all the way from Bereahard? Wait, then... it couldn't have... Did it belong to the Alberea family? Well, Rufus Alberea got into it, so yeah, I'd say that's likely. Couldn't ask for a classier escort. Wow. Wonder what Rufus's game is in all this. Since he's got them with him. But then again, he must be on better terms with Toval than anything. So Rufus was here. Well, he is their heir of the Alberea family. Considering our visitor was none other than Duke Cayenne, it's not at all surprising that Rufus would pick him up. But I know you didn't just come here to volunteer your company on my trip. Well, it just happens that these guys here brought me a pretty curious story. We got confirmation on that mechanical monster appeared on the highway outside Legram. Is that so? I believe this is the first time one's appeared since the counteroffensive Sir Kaisis launched 2 years ago. That's right. Come to think of it, that was the first time we met, wasn't it? It was indeed. What a strange coincidence. Have any others been found in the area? Nothing so far. This is just a hunch, but I suspect it may have been released as a diversion. I concur. Perhaps having you come with me is the best course of action after all. Alright, that's what I wanted to hear. Father, it sounds like there's a lot more going on here than just factions butting heads. Sorry, I can't say anything for certain just yet. But if we turn up anything concrete, I'll be sure to tell Sarah and she'll pass it on. Okay, then what's our afternoon task? If you don't mind us asking. Alright, here's what I got for you this afternoon. Alright, so let's take a look at it. How many tasks are there? Just one, and it's an optional one, a golden catch. And this is from Weber. Calling all fishermen. Could someone catch me an elusive gold salmon? Find me at the Apricot's Inn for more detailed information. Weber. When you finished up for the day, I'd appreciate it if you could head to the guild and file your reports. I left you a note on the counter telling you how to do it. Nothing too difficult. Got it. Leave it to us. Just make sure to lock up before you leave for the night. Someone else should be coming in to take care of things tomorrow. Understood. We'll do our best to take care of the guild in your absence. I wish you well in your studies. And I hope you'll forgive me for leaving so suddenly. Not to worry, Father. I'm used to it. Thank you again for your hospitality, and for agreeing to a duel. I look forward to our next meeting. As do I. You show great promise as a swordsman. I hope you will continue to devote yourself to your studies and training alongside my daughter. I'm honored, sir. In fact, I hope all of you will look past her uncouth father and continue giving her your friendship and support. As a single father, the fact that I've yet to hear any tales of budding romance concerning my daughter has me worried. Father? It would be our pleasure. She sure does seem popular with the girls, though. I pray you have a safe journey. Thank you for all you've done for us. Catch you guys later, then. Give my best to Sarah. And they're going to be taking a train ride for this little journey of theirs. Why must he always be so... Honestly, you've got one amazing dad. Free-spirited, open-minded, not to mention incredibly strong. Having met him, I can tell how you grew up like you did. Huh? Rean's right, you know. You're living proof that great parents lead to great children. I suppose having someone like him in your life as a role model would naturally lead you to aspire to greatness. Well, that or feel woefully inadequate in comparison and develop an inferiority complex. But all told, you're living proof the daughter of the Arseid house has grown up sound in mind and body. So stop teasing me at what? Oh, God. Someone should... Oh, man. That'd be awesome if we could get a snapshot of this. I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to print screen because that... I'd never seen Laura look that embarrassed before, and with her just squinting her eyes like that. So, yeah. Print screen. There. It's done. Hopefully I can get that saved into Photoshop because that just looks so funny. Moving on, Toval has entrusted us to look after the guild. We may have only half a day remaining, but we still have our duties to fulfill. Look at her, trying to change the subject. I am not! Yes, you are. One additional quest was added. After you return to the guild to follow your reports, the time of the day will advance to evening and the main story will proceed. But let's go ahead and head to the inn and see if we can actually catch this gold salmon. Oh, it's at the counter. In the kitchen, no less. You know, in the kitchen. Oh, hello, everyone. Have you come along after seeing the request I sent to Toval? That's right. You're in search of some sort of elusive fish, correct? I am. I feel like I should apologize for asking you guys to help me with a personal request, but are you up for it? If you are, I can share the details with you all right now. Alright, go ahead and accept it. You're in luck. Our schedule just happens to have an opening. Ah, thank you very much. Just like the request mentioned, I want you guys to seek out a certain elusive fish for me. It's a peculiar variety of salmon known as gold salmon. Just like the name says, its body has a golden glow, not unlike the look of Goldia itself. That must be an exquisite fish. It sounds rather garish, honestly, but I'd have to see it to judge for myself. Have you ever seen this fish before, Weber? Unfortunately, all I know are what I've heard from the rumors. Bim, who's usually fishing at the back of the inn, is actually the one who told me about it. Its golden color isn't the only distinctive trait either, he said. He mentioned that its flavor is to die for, too. Ooh, now you've got my attention. I'm afraid I'd be lying if I said I wasn't interested in a taste myself. That's certainly understandable. After hearing so much about it, I wanted nothing more than to try it. I've been bugging Toval about it for quite a while now. And now it seems like, thanks to you, I might finally get my chance to try it. Fishing, huh? I guess racers even take on jobs like this. If this fish is so elusive, though, what are the chances we could even catch one before the day's end? That does seem to be the most obvious issue here. Is it even possible to catch this fish in Lake Ebel? Doesn't seem so, unfortunately. Bim mentioned that he did catch several of them here at one point, but he hasn't found one on the end of his line for several decades now. That doesn't exactly inspire confidence, you know. How would we go about catching it then? And where? Well, I've actually received some promising info from Toval that put me back on the trail. He claims to have seen a golden sparkle in a river along the highway several times now. All the sparkle sightings have been in different locations, though. Well, at least that narrows our search to the river. True, it'll be much easier than trying to search the lake would be. We might be able to find it then. I know it won't be easy, but I'd be pleased as punch if you did catch one. And now that I think of it, do you have the right tools for the job? Sure do, I brought my rod with me. Will this work? Let's see what you got here. Rean showed off his rod to Weber. A deluxe rod, is it? This happens to be the same fishing rod we keep in stock to lend to customers. The gold salmon is supposedly quite a hefty fish, but you should be able to land it with this rod. Sounds good to me. Allow us to make our way then. Yeah, let's go. Alright, let's go ahead and get a golden catch in. And we're going to head back to the Abel Highway. And I think the only piece of of the river that we're going to get access to is from that pathway that we traversed ourselves in when we went into the highway here to take care of the monster, the mechanical beast. And that piece of debris is gone, so we can actually move back in here if we want to. And see if we can try to avoid as much scuffle as there is. Oh, there it is. So go ahead and talk to this fair lass. Wow. I found Annabelle and I just sliced my blade through her. Oh god. Yikes. That shiny golden glow. Ugh, I can't wait to catch it. This seems to be a good spot to fish, but I wasn't expecting someone to be here already. She seems to be an ordinary civilian, and a noble at that. I'm surprised she strayed this far from town. Should we try talking to her? Yeah, might as well. Excuse me, can we talk to you for a moment? Who are you? Wait, I recognize you. You're that military academy student who saved me in my hour of need several months ago. Oh yeah, I think we did meet once before. Oh, so you know her. Yeah, we ran into her while we were out in Celtic on our very first field study. Now I remember, one of our tasks involved delivering a lost wallet to its owner. And it just happened that this wallet belonged to this lady in front of us. I see. I'm very grateful for what you did for me. Sadly, that wallet has become rather lighter since you returned it to me. Oh. Might we ask what brings you out here? I would have thought that was obvious. I'm trying to catch my dinner, of course. Some may think of fishing as a leisurely hobby, but I would beg to differ. It's proven to be an essential survival skill. I see. I don't remember her being anything like this last time. So what inspired you to come this far out of town to fish? You could have just sat on a dock in Legram, right? She could have, yes. Legram is conveniently situated right on the shores of Lake Ebel, after all. Surely it wasn't necessary to brave the dangers of the highway to come out this far just to fish. That's where you're wrong, I'm afraid. A first-class angler needs a first-class spot. Easy fishing on the shores of a peaceful lake just won't satisfy me. What is with this woman? She's certainly a unique individual. Sounds like you're after something special, if I had to guess. Indeed I am. I've come here seeking the elusive gold salmon. I heard tales of it from a gentleman in Legram by the name of Bim, but he also informed me that it cannot be found in Lake Ebel, which is what led me to the spot. And sure enough, not long ago, I finally caught a glimpse of a golden glimmer beneath the water's surface here. Golden glimmer? That sounds a lot like what Taval said he saw, too. Looks like this must be the spot, then. I should have known that you would be searching for it, too. Very well, then. Let us compete to see who can catch a gold salmon first. That's not really what I had in mind when we came out here. That aside, we seem to have found our location. True enough. Let's get fishing. Yeah, let's get some fishing in. And let's go ahead and fish. Oh, we got more buttons to push now. And we did get a golden salmon out of that.
Now that's a catch.
Wow. And coughed up space sepets, 40 of them. And a CPU recovered by 75. Impossible. You caught a gold salmon before me? How could this be happening? Haha, now you're making me feel kind of bad about it. Still, thank you very much for telling us about the golden glimmer you saw. We may not thought to fish here if not for your guidance. Fair play is a necessary element in any competition. Think nothing of it. Besides, I simply paid the price for underestimating you. It was my fault that I lost. I thought my experiences over the past several months had strengthened me, but it seems I still have room to improve. And improve I shall, until one day I'm known across the land as the finest angler in all of Erebonia. Well then, I bid you good day. Yeah, more power to you. Well, we got our fish. So, let's head back. I could do some battling if I want, but really no point, since the enemies here are all pretty weak. And besides, we are going to be going to that other over at Guerrilla Fortress for field study day number 3 of chapter 5. Oh, we don't even need to sprint. What the hell am I doing? Hey there, everyone. Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the legendary gold salmon you have there? Defying all the odds, it actually is. Here you go. Handed over the gold salmon to Weber. Oh my, it's so beautiful. I really can't thank you enough. It's even more splendid than in Bim's Tall Tales. Tall enough to make me sleepy, that is. Now I can see why people liken its appearance to Goldia, too. So, when are you going to cook it for us? Really now? I see you're as curious about its taste as I am. Naturally, I have every intention of sharing the taste of this triumphant catch with all of you. As for how to bring out the finest flavor, riverfish tend to be the best suited to grilling, so just wait a few minutes while I fire up the grill. We won't have to fire up the grill on that one. I'm kind of looking forward to this now. And to think, we got some food from one of our morning tasks, too. It feels like we've just been stuffing our faces today. And so it was with forks held high, they all dug in and enjoyed the fruits of their labor. Well then, what did you guys think? Where do I even start? Well, the amount of fat was just perfect. Sublime, even. Agreed, I never would imagine it would taste this exquisite. I'm glad to see my earlier skepticism was wholly unwarranted. It's hard to believe that this was just grilled. Yeah, I didn't even think that you'd get a fish this tasty. Glad you all liked it. Even I was surprised at how delicious it was. Just melts in your mouth, not in your hands. That's M&M's for you. I feel like it's my duty to share with the rest of the town now. Looks like I'll have to put in another request with Toval. I'm sure he'll gladly accept. Yeah, once he hears about how good it is, he'd have to be crazy to turn down the opportunity. Haha, you said it. Honestly though, I want to thank you again for all your help. Unfortunately, all I can offer is stock from the store, so please take it. Fresh herbs times 10, acerbic tomato times 10, and chitinous shell times 10. I wish you all the best with the rest of your field study. Thank you. Good day, then. Alright, we got that completed. I noticed that we haven't really got that many recipes, too. You figure that we could actually get a new recipe somewhere. Is there one upstairs in one of the rooms, maybe? Speaking of which, speaking of new recipes, I'm actually looking forward to watching Batman Ninja when it comes out on Blu-ray in the next couple weeks. I really thought it was going to be coming out on Blu-ray this week, but unfortunately it was only digital. So, I had a little sad face when I learned about that Tuesday, rather. No, it was actually yesterday because I went to, because I was actually going to buy it yesterday, but then I realized it was just digital only. I usually like to enjoy having physical copies of whatever media I have. After you return to the guild to file your reports, the time of the day will advance to evening and the main story will proceed, so yeah, let's go ahead and return to the guild. Thus, the members of Group Ray brought their fruitful day of work to an end, and following the instructions Toval left for them, they began the not quite as exciting process of filing the paperwork. Well, of course they wouldn't be excited. Oh, are you finished? Yeah, we just finished getting everything sorted out. Goodness, that was exhausting. That little brat. She could at least try and help instead of lying around like a house cat. I can't say I'm surprised. I doubt she's used to spending this long on such exciting tasks. Oh well, we're almost finished. Haha. Alright then. Still, it really goes to show how top-rate Toval is. He fulfills a lot of requests on his own, and still has time to handle all the day-to-day realities of running a guild branch. Indeed, it's even more impressive when you consider that he finds time to visit other regions of the country as well. His mobility and knack for solving problems are exciting, what one would expect from a bracer. The guild may have been forced out of the country, but he's still out there trying to help as many people as he can. Even when we were in Bereahard, he came to our aid. And if you look at all these records, it's clear that the people really trust him and rely on him for help. That's very true, but is something the matter? Nah, I was just thinking. If bracers play an essential role to the people of other countries, are they not just as essential to Erebonians? Well, you may be right, and not just because they help maintain public order and provide other services. That ideal, prioritizing the protection of civilians above all else, is pretty noble. It's something people admire. That's certainly true. In many ways, it's that form of nobility that begins to fall by the wayside within Erebonia's aristocracy. I'm not sure the issue is as black and white as you'd have it. The guild is an organization first and foremost, and one based far too much on idealism, and far too little on practicality. Donations and public funding can only go so far in covering its operating costs. It's no stretch at all to say that with the Empire as it is now, the guild's removal was inevitable. That's what my brother said once we discussed this. Useless. Looks like his brother is weighing on his mind. I suppose that's another way to look at it. I have to admit, it sounds rather cold and dismissive, but it does carry more weight coming from Rufus Alberea. Emma, they're so big. And soft. Oh, the pervert Milliam. Milliam? Look at that. She doesn't even have to be awake to be an irritant. Anyway. It shouldn't take too much longer to finish filing the rest of the reports. We should focus on getting everything done and returning to the mansion. Sounds good to me. Excuse me, is anyone here? Oh, you're the girl who works at Watao's store, aren't you? Or Watteau's. Oh, Lady Laura. Is Toval here by any chance? I'm afraid Toval is out of town on business at the moment. Is something the matter? They haven't come home. Yulian and Carno still haven't come back home from the castle. Wait, you don't mean... Did those two go to the Lohengrin Castle? Surely they don't mean to suggest they took a boat without any supervision. I'm afraid so. They said something about going on an adventure. Then they took one of the boats without even asking. It's evening now and they still haven't come back. This sounds like a serious problem. Yeah, and right when Toval is away from the guild, too. We'll just have to do whatever we can to help out. I agree, we just can't stand around and hope they'll come back. If we're to search the lake, we'll need a boat ourselves. We'll have class prepare one for us at once. While you do that, I'll wake up Milliam and we'll have another look around the town to see if we can find them. Splitting up and searching the town does seem to be the best course of action. Thank you. Rest assured, we'll do what we can to find them. The group searched the town from top to bottom, but they found no sign of the missing children. And by the time the other residents became aware of what was happening, evening had given way to night. Oh boy. Are we gonna have to go under a rescue operation at the castle? Well, I think it's safe to say the boys aren't in town. Yeah, the boys aren't back in town. The boys aren't back in town. Oh no. Oh no. I said, the boys aren't back in town. The boys are not back in town. Oh god. looks like they really did head out towards the castle in a boat. The lake's been calm, and there's no sign of a boat on the water, so at least it's unlikely they capsized. Guess that leaves the castle then, right? Lohengrin Castle was once the stronghold of the Eisenritter, and while the Arseid family is still its stewards, it's rare that anyone ventures inside. I hope nothing terrible has happened to them. Their parents are really worried too. I've asked them to stay at home and wait for us to contact them, but at this point, all we can do is venture into the castle and see what we find. We have use of a boat now, do we not? We do. A couple students from the Arseid school are preparing an orbital boat for us as we speak. It does worry me that it has started to grow misty again, though. Well, let's head down to the wharf. Let's make sure that all of our equipment is sorted out and we have everything we need just in case. Right, let's hurry. Yes, and it is evening time. And that looks like the father of the children. And there's Butler Klaus. The atmosphere surrounding Lohengrin Castle is rather strange tonight. Do take care out there. We shall all be waiting your swift return. Can we get some items while we're here? Might as well. Once we get to the castle, we'll just call it off for the night. And we don't have any, yeah, we don't have any Sepith Mass. Okay, let's see if we could just get a couple. That'll work. Yeah, that'll work right now. Okay. Go ahead and get that. We could read those magazines if we want to. Anyway, let's go to the wharf. I see the orbital boat has been prepared. My lady. Yes, we just finished getting it ready for your departure. So this is an orbital boat, huh? Looks kind of fun. This hardly seems like a time to be getting excited for a boat ride. I've operated orbital boats before, so I'll steer us to our destination. Alright, we'll leave it to you then. My lady, please wait. I still feel we ought to be the ones going out and searching. You shouldn't have to trouble yourself with matters like these. I appreciate your concern, but as the Viscount's daughter, I feel this is part of my duties to the people of Legram. It also happens to fall under the scope of our field study. Can't deny that. We'll do all we can to support her. You needn't worry. Very well. I doubt there's anything more I can say than get you to change your mind. The last patrol of the castle was just a few days ago, and there was no sign of anything unusual then. It shouldn't be that dangerous. Really. The wind blowing from the direction of the castle does feel pure. It's said that the castle's atmosphere is cold and clear due to its connections with Saint Sandlot and the Eisenritter. It's highly uncommon for monsters to settle there, so the children are most likely safe. Although, it's impossible to rule out that an accident may have befallen them. Either way, we need to get over there and find out as soon as possible. Indeed, we should depart at once. Is everything ready, or is everyone ready to depart? Yes, we will. So let's go ahead and depart for Lohengrin Castle. Please take care, my lady. I and the other students will be awaiting your safe return. Thank you. I promise that whatever's out there, we'll take care of it. Okay, let's get the show moving. Oh, we hope we don't fight Nessie out here. What do you think? What do you think's waiting for us inside the castle? So, you passed out on the couch the moment we returned to the guild, but now you're simply popping with energy. Milliam, you know this isn't a game, right? I know. But as long as Lammy's with us, there's nothing to worry about. Let's just grab those kids so we can go exploring. Milliam. She doesn't seem nervous in the slightest. Did you guys hear a bell? Yeah, it came from the direction of the castle. Well, Lohengrin Castle does have a bell tower. But as far as I was aware, access to it had been sealed off. Then who's ringing it? A bell tolling at night in the old stronghold of the Eisenritter. We'd best be prepared for anything. We're almost there. Let's make sure we're prepared before we head ashore. Well, here we are. And there are other boats here, too. Hey, do you think that's the boat the children took? I can't imagine what else it would be. At least they appear to have reached the castle safely. Then it's safe to assume they went inside as well. It's well past sundown now. We need to find them as soon as we can. And we will need to take the path to get up to the castle. Looks like that path will take us up the cliff. Right, that path will take us to the castle's entrance. Mind your footing, though. The night is dark and the trail uneven. Well, yeah, the trail's gonna be uneven, but we'll save more of our travels on that for tomorrow. And I think now would be a good time that we go ahead and wrap up for tonight, because it does seem like it's a good stopping spot for us. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed my live stream session of playing this game for tonight. I know it seemed like it was very short, but then again, Fridays and Saturday nights are the shorter times for the episodes, where Sundays my longer playtime sessions. But we'll resume where we left off tomorrow night when we get on with going inside Lohengrin Castle to find those kids. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, or this time of me live streaming tonight. Be sure to hit that follow button right above the video player of what you're seeing if you haven't followed me just yet, as more support from you guys will mean that more content will be coming from me in the future on here that you're not going to find anywhere else. And also, if you like my content on YouTube, be sure to hit my logo, which is the bigger logo right below the video player, and that will lead you to my YouTube site, which is youtube.com/RRPGReviews. I do reviews, retrospectives, live streams that are archived from here onto there, as well as my 2 cents videos, now called side quest videos. I need to get back on track with that at some point, but who knows? And be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. My Facebook fan page is facebook.com/RRPGReviews, and my Twitter handle is @RRPGReviews. Whichever social media site you like to go onto, you will actually see me post on whatever site I am on at the time. But truth be told, that both my Facebook and Twitter accounts are connected to each other, so whichever site I'm posting social media on, you're going to also find it on the other social media site as well. And also, before I go on live tomorrow, make sure you join in for the Geek Fighters as we continue our live stream session on Thousand Arms, which will be at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. And we are getting close to the end of that game, but we still have a little bit more ground to cover, but we are trailing close to the end, if I do say so myself. And so, yeah, be sure you follow us on there, too, so that way more support from you guys on there will mean that more content and more live stream sessions will be coming from us that you're not going to find anywhere else too, as well as their individual Twitch accounts. There's twitch.tv/fightercaus, and there's twitch.tv/16bitjeff. So be sure to visit them and give them a follow if you have not done so already. Anyway, guys, like I said, I hope you really enjoyed this playtime session tonight, and before I end off tonight's stream, I will be showcasing you our Road to E3 2018 trailer one more time, and then after that is done, this live stream will come to a close. So anyway, guys, take care of yourselves, have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, whichever one that you end up seeing first. But when it comes to Trails of Cold Steel, you'll see me here tomorrow night. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you then. This is Double RPG signing off by saying Godspeed, and game on, gamers. Peace out. Hi-ho, gamers and fernads everywhere. This is Double RPG here with a very big announcement directly to you. Next month is the month of May, and you know what that means? That's right. It's that time of year again, where the Geek Fighters will bring back our Road to E3 series as we approach Gamers Christmas for the 2018 season this June. You probably are going to wonder to yourselves about what days we'll be having our Road to E3 2018 episodes, who we are going to cover, and when the times are going to be held. Don't worry about that, as you have come to the right place for that juicy info. Our Road to E3 2018 festivities will start off on May 11th at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, as we'll cover our predictions on Microsoft. The next week on May 18th at the same time, we'll cover our presaging on Sony. The next week after that, on May 25th at the same time, we'll see us giving our prognosis toward Nintendo themselves. And the final week on June 1st at the same time sees the Geek Fighters bring in the augury on third-party companies. It's during these times every year when we ask ourselves, is Microsoft going to hit it hard with more Japanese support? Will Sony show off or announce the PlayStation 5 during their press conference? Does Nintendo have a new beefier revision of the Nintendo Switch in the pipeline? Do all third-party companies have a bevy of new software to entice the masses on all platforms in the future? Those are just some of the questions we ask ourselves and predict when times like these are about to hit off hard. But you'll just have to tune into these times to see what all we ask ourselves and what we surmise will be at the big event. If you want to keep up to date on when we go live, then here's a big must that you should do. Hit that follow button on our Twitch page, which is twitch.tv/thegeekfighters, so that you can know when we'll exactly go live on those days, aside from our days when we live stream our play sessions on games we like to riff. That means more support from you will mean that we'll continue to provide you all with great content that you won't find anywhere else. Finally, for all who are anxious about what our schedule is going to be for E3 2018 in terms of the press conferences, stay tuned for more details in the middle to late May, as we'll have everything finalized by then. E3 2018 is going to be another barrel of fun for Fighter Chaos, 16-Bit Jeff, and myself at the Geek Fighters, but the fun only gets started 1 month before the main event with our Road to E3 2018 series on Twitch. Take care of yourselves, everyone, and we'll see you during these times in the month of May, as E3 2018 is slowly crawling up from around the corner. This is Double RPG signing off by saying Godspeed, and game on, gamers. Peace out!